Corpbiz.
Are you looking forward to setting up a newspaper or print publication firm? Then this video is for you. Hello everyone, I am Yash Saxena and you are watching Corpbiz. In this video, I will be telling you about the most important and mandatory registration required to start a newspaper or any print publication in India, the RNI registration. So, without wasting any time, let's start with an overview of RNI. The owners of a newspaper, journal or print publication must get an RNI registration from the Registrar of Newspapers to start their business under the Press and Registration of Books Act of 1867. The Ministry of Information and Broadcasting regulates and governs the RNI. The approval of RNI is essential before initiating a paper, publication or the journal business. The following are the requirements for RNI registration. The collection and management of a newspaper register. Certificates of registration are issued to the payers, confirming circulation claims as well as performing other non-statutory tasks. Any Indian or foreign entity entering into a publishing sector in India would require RNI registration. Also, any form of editorial and magazine publication would also require RNI registration. But why is it required or what are the responsibilities of RNI? Let's discuss that too. Compliance and management of Registrar of Newspaper. Issuing certificate of registration to a newspaper published under valid declaration. Inspection and compliances of annual statements sent by the publisher of newspaper every year under the Press and Registration of Books Act 1867, intimating the district magistrates about the availability of titles to aspire publishers for filing declaration, making sure that newspapers are published under the provisions of the Press and Registration of Books Act 1867 and rules made thereunder. Verification of circulation claims furnished by the publishers in their annual statements. Till now, you have got an idea about the basics of the RNI registration. It's time that we come to the most important part, the requirements for getting RNI registrations, benefits it offers, and the procedure for RNI registration. So, the basic requirements for getting RNI registration are the name of the publisher, printer, editor or owner, address of the place of publication, name and address of the printing press, issue number and volume number, a remarkable display of titles on the cover page and all pages, date mark and the page number. Next are the documents required for the RNI registration. Before registration, a title verification letter, district magistrate or additional district magistrate, etc. must validate the declaration. For no foreign tie-up, an affidavit should be duly signed by the publisher and duly notarized. A copy of the first issue of the newspaper publication brought, printer agreement along with the copy of the printing press, documents related to the company or proprietorship, COI, MOA and AOA of the company along with the details of the directors. In the case of partnership deed, a copy of the PAN card is required. Also, the details of the partners are required. Copy of the board resolution is required in the case of the company. ID and address proof of directors, partners and proprietors are also required. Now, after registration, what documents are required? In February last, the first issue of publication should contain the duly filed form number 4, which is a declaration regarding ownership and other details of the newspaper. The second mandatory compliance is related to the annual statement in Form 2 on or before the last day of May every year. Now, let's talk about the procedure for RNI registration. For your information, the registration is divided into two parts. The first is verification of title and the second is the registration with RNI Authorities. Let's start with the verification of the title. Title of the newspaper must be verified by the RNI before filing for RNI registration. It is the first and most important step in the RNI registration process. The verification is carried out to ensure that the title is accessible and will remain so in future. Following the verification, the potential individual or business can begin the registration process, which is as follows. An application must be submitted along with the required application related to the document. The name of the publication as well as the name of the owner. The newspaper will be published in the following language should be mentioned. Tenure, particulars of the publication's subject. A maximum of 5 options can be given for the title along with the significance of the title name. The words which cannot be used in the title are channel name, book, abbreviation of words, gazette, religious overtones, obscene language, head of government functionaries. The particulars submitted to the concerned district magistrate must be accurate. The district magistrate verifies the qualification and forwards the application to the RNI. Accordingly, to alert the district magistrate and author regarding the title accessibility, a letter of authentication is issued by the RNI. Before releasing the newspaper, a declaration is required to be submitted by the publisher to the district magistrate. RNI confirmation can also be received online. Apply with the authentic information to the district magistrate application, and submission can be made both online and offline. Moving to the second stage of the procedure, that is registration with RNI Authorities. The stage consists of 3 steps. Validation of declaration. After receiving the title confirmation letter from the RNI, it must be presented to the respective authority in addition to the appropriate declaration form 1 for verification. Separate declarations for both publisher as well as printer are needed if the publisher as well as printer is different. Once the declaration has been authenticated, the first issue of the newspaper should be brought. Next is publication. According to the Press Registration of Books Act of 1867, if the publication is done every day or regularly, the first issue must be added within 42 days following the affirmation's approval. If the frequency is fortnightly or more, the first issue must be addressed within 90 days of the affirmation's verification. The publication must be printed by the specified press in the declaration. In case of multilingual publishing, the specifics, articles, and so on must be started in the languages specified. The last step is certificate of registration by RNI. The authority will issue an RNI certificate along with the registration provided all of the required stages are completed correctly and all documents are satisfactory. For more details on this topic, you can read our blog on www.corpbiz.io, and for further assistance, you can connect with our specialized team which will help you to file RNI registration. If you find this video helpful, like it, share it, and do subscribe to our channel Corpbiz. Thank you.